Hi there, welcome back to the Knox channel. A few months ago we did a first look piece on the latest addition to the Knox fleet of motorcycles. That's this Husky FE350. Well, I've spent most of the winter riding it and we've put about 30 hours on the bike. We've come to the beautiful Gilgarren Enduro Centre. The track is dry as a bone, so we've got a tank full of fuel. We're going to give it some full gas and then share some thoughts about this amazing motorcycle.
You got over it.
I got over it. This is the beauty of enduro. It's class. Hardly Graham Jarvis, but I at least made it over that this time. So on this bike I'm going to use pretty much second gear all the way around because it just rides this sort of terrain lovely in second gear. Wheelie over the gap, adding in a cheeky little extra section in this quarry part. See if I can get up it. Right, line myself up a bit more. Let's have it. And there we go. Class. This section I absolutely hate. Right up there. See if I can get it first time. Yes! Easy peasy for the 350. And now through this back. So we're just in the Beck section of the Enduro route right now. This is actually the harder section. There's been quite a few tricky little bits on it, but luckily the track has got loads of grip today, so we've not really had any problems. One of the things that just blows my mind every time I get on this bike, and I'm riding it probably a couple of times a week at the moment, is just how capable it is. I mean, you can look at some sections, you just think, flipping out, I can barely walk that, let alone take a motorbike up it. But the reality is, you know, if you give this enough throttle and, you know, apply a little bit of skill, chances are you're getting up it, and, you know, that's a lot to do with the bike. It's unbelievably impressive. This is the other section that I hate, and I always get it wrong. Let's give it a shot. Ouch.
You right?
Yeah. Oh. Got up it. Let's get into that route, into that rut I should say.
Feel better?
Yeah. That's my nemesis, that bit. And I've absolutely smashed my shin in between that tree and the bike. But what do you say? Made it up. Third time lucky. So we've just done the little hill climb here at Gilgarren. There's not any sort of monster hill climbs here. It's just not that sort of venue, but there are some obviously trickier bits and so on. And they're quite steep nevertheless, but the hill climb element of the FE350 is one of its trump cards really, because the motor has got such a lot of torque and such a lot of stall resistance, you would call it, that it just pretty much plows up anything as long as you're covering the clutch a little bit. And I've rode this whole track today in second gear, staying away from first. Loads of traction, loads of grunt, and it just fires up everything. It's so impressive. So I think one of the great things about the Husqvarna Enduro bikes is that they are Enduro bikes. This is not sort of a do everything, do motocross, do hare and hounds, do Enduro bike all in one, like some of the Yamaha products or Kawasaki products are, for example. And we've owned one. This is an Enduro specific motorcycle, and it's designed to do exactly that and not really anything else as well, which obviously makes it much more suitable to Enduro. Obviously we're on a little motocross track right now and we've been doing some jumps and things, but that's probably not where it's most at home. We're doing some jumps, but you know, we're getting close to bottoming out this suspension. I think if we were to send it much harder, we'd very much be hitting the limits of this motorcycle. So if you want to do motocross, buy a motocross bike. If you want to do proper Enduro and like hard Enduro, buy one of these, because this is what it's designed for. Had quite a lot of the wooded sort of section. Now we're on grass track. On the side of the tyre, it's just wanting to give away. And while there is loads of grip on the woods today, there is not so much out in the open field. The brakes on this Husky, I'll be honest, they're probably not the best Enduro brakes I've ever used before. They're just quite soft, which is really great sometimes, but they are lacking a little bit of power. Doesn't help when you spray WD-40 on them either, to be honest. But yeah, definitely I've seen and used stronger brakes on an Enduro bike before, but they're okay. So at the Gilgarren Enduro Centre, they've just finished developing a super enduro course. So it's got a load of obstacles in it that I have never tried before, and they look incredibly intimidating. But you know, for the benefits of you guys watching and for the review, I'm gonna have a go. So I'm gonna stick the GoPro on, see if I can do it. I know the bike's up for it, but it's whether I've got the skills and the guts and giving it enough of that. So super enduro course, first section. I'll swerve that one, thank you very much. Flipping it, look at the state of that. Let's give it a shot. Whoa! Wow! Oi. Right, now this was I might just go around a few times before I tackle them, but they look the scariest to me. As I say, never done out like this before, so this is all new. But definitely the bike is more than up for it. Oh, yes, he did it! Woohoo! Oh, God. There's definitely a more elegant way of getting over these, but I did it! Yes! Woohoo! Yes! Oh, holy cow. There is definitely a more elegant way of getting over some of those obstacles, but hey, I flipping did it. First shot, well chuffed. So overall, this is the best enduro bike I've ridden, or certainly that I've owned. So it's massively highly praised from me and from us, you know, an absolutely phenomenal bike. A couple of niggles though, because it wouldn't be a Knox review without a couple of, you know, things. Nothing's perfect basically, and we're not afraid to say so. The first thing that's doing my head in is the rear wheel. I keep losing spokes. I've got no idea what's going on, but I came back from the Isle of Man trip that we did, and yeah, okay, there was a lot of sharp rocks there, but basically there was like 4 spokes missing and like half of them were loose, and I'm thinking, man, if I hadn't have seen that, this rear wheel is about to detonate. It was so bad. And I've since replaced the spokes, put new ones in, and it's done it again. So I've no idea what's going on with this rear wheel, but it's doing me head in that the spokes keep getting loose and I keep losing them as well. I will also say, I don't think it's just me, because my friend bought one of these after seeing my one, and he's had exactly the same problem. So I think it's a problem with the rear wheel. It's not quite up to scratch. Second thing that's doing my nut in is the rear brake pedal. Nowhere near big enough, this brake tip. And I've no idea why they don't put a bigger one on, a chunkier one, because everybody that I know has got a Husky or a KTM or whatever. They all put these much bigger brake pedals on, and they are so much better. This one is really hard to get on, particularly if you're wearing like thick motocross boots. You can barely feel it at all, so that's not that clever. That needs replacing, and I'm going to do it. They're not expensive, it's just a point that they should be like that as stock. So There is so much grip today. It's not normally like this. And probably the final thing, you know, obviously this has got a hydraulic clutch, which are designed, I suppose, to be lighter than other clutches or cable clutch, but in my experience, it still is a bit heavy. I would quite like a lighter action clutch. I know you can get them aftermarket. Brembo do that 9mm one, I think. I'd be quite interested to install that, because when you're doing a lot of technical stuff and you're feathering the clutch all the time, you get a bit of the arm pump going, do you know what I mean? So I think a lighter clutch would be good. Oh, and I've already mentioned as well, the brakes could be a touch stronger. I'm not sure whether it's just the brake pad, I'm not sure whether it's the master cylinder, but it's just not quite strong as some of the other models that I've tried, and I've preferred them. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. From my point of view, this bike is a bit of a 9 to 10 out of 10. It is such a good enduro bike, it's absolutely fantastic. It'll be really interesting to see what they've done with the 2024 models, to see if they actually have improved this in reality, or whether it's just a spec change for spec change's sake. So maybe we'll get to test one of these days, you never know. If you're enjoying this sort of enduro type content, please let us know in the comment section. We'd love to make some more of it. Love riding enduro, we love making the content, and obviously we're making the gear that goes with it as well. In the next episode, we're going to be going totally upside down with this project, because actually this bike's not only enduro that it can do. So that's the only hint that I'm going to give you, but if that sort of whetted your appetite, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click that bell as well, because it's going to notify you when the video comes out. So I really hope you've enjoyed this one. Please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.